Hello, I was thinking about what to read. I was reading from Buddhism, and I might get back to that book later. I was thinking about it. It's Black History Month, and I went to the local library in New York City. There's local libraries everywhere, and I have a card for Queens. I have a card for Brooklyn, which is a different card, and a card for Manhattan and Bronx, which is a different card. Again, I don't know why, but that's the way it is. And so I saw this, and so this is an interesting book. Let's read from this. So let's go. And it has a lot of pictures in it too. So I'm going to show that as well. One would have to look closely at the protest photographs to tell that the scenes were from another era. There were no selfies or videos being shot, of course, and perhaps the hairstyles, dated eyeglasses might give away the time period. Yet photographs of protesters taking their outrage to the New York to the Times and the streets in 1971 are eerily familiar. It was early May that year when the New York Times became a part of the protest story. Dozens of supporters of a group called the National Economic Growth and Reconstruction Organization, Negro, demonstrated outside the paper's headquarters to oppose the lack of courage that week of a fire department order to close a factory and job training center in Harlem operated by Negro. The Times published a story on the demonstration without running a photograph, though Ernie Sisto shot a number of dramatic ones shown here. The fire department had ordered the factory vacated due to what it described as extremely hazardous conditions, due to the lack of an adequate stairway for 250 people working in there. The story of the protest said in response, the organization temporarily installed a mobile staircase such as was used to board an airplane, and the order was rescinded. The organization took 3 weeks to build a permanent staircase. On the day of the protest, the organization's president, Thomas W. Matthew, a neurosurgeon, stood atop a car in front of the Times building and criticized the coverage of Negro. He told the assembled supporters that the newspaper was more interested in reporting on black violence than on black productivity. Matthew had founded the group to support black empowerment programs, and he had gained notoriety the previous year when he and members of his organization were given authority to take over Ellis Island for 2 weeks to set up a drug rehabilitation facility. I never heard of this group. It's amazing what you learn when you study. Regarding the group's complaints against the Times, Matthew eventually met with officials from the newspaper and recounted to this group that the meeting had been productive and that the editors had agreed to do more positive reporting on black accomplishments. The newspaper also agreed to take part in the media study of self-help efforts in the black community. A Times spokesman said at the time that Matthew was told that the news department believed that its coverage of Negro had been fair, but that the paper would take his concerns under consideration. The Times stressed that it would not be intimidated, but added that it would, however, be responsive to legitimate complaints. And that's from Dana Kennedy. Let me show you some of the pictures. There's a picture. Let's see. A picture of him on top of the. Yeah, that's clear. That's very good pictures. On top of the car. That's from the organization Negro. This book smells new too. More pictures there. People protesting. Let's go in here. More protesting. All right. I'll read some more from Unseen tomorrow. And until next time, try to stay safe and try to stay sane.